Okay, welcome to the team call for Wednesday, October 25th. I think this is the last Wednesday team call for October. Is it? Yep. Next Wednesday is November 1st. I'm heading to Leadership next week, which is so exciting. It's my favorite event of the year, other than Summit, where I get to see you guys. But Leadership is an event where it's like the top 300-ish coaches, and we get to, they bring in a guest speaker like Mel Robbins. So if you guys love the 5-second rule, she's the author of that book. We get to hear from her. We get to hear a new announcement. So they usually do roll out some new products or launches and things like that. So I'm always excited to hear about those. So I'll be coming back with tons of info after that 5-day event. So I'll be really pumped to share that with you guys. So tonight, let's kick this off with some recognition. Does anyone have any recognition that they would like to do for tonight? You guys can hear me, right?
Okay. Yeah, we can. Colleen, I want to shout out my entire freaking team. They no, seriously, because I know that you and I spoke, Colleen and I spoke a while back about being a leader, and something clicked the other day, and my whole team is just firing. I mean, I have coaches that were not posting on their social media, that were not sharing stuff, that were afraid, that we have 2 days in a row of 4 consecutive posts about 4 different things. And it's amazing. It blows my mind. So you guys are doing awesome.
I think it probably has to do with a lot with your shift too. And I know that you and I have talked about that. So big shout out to you too. I know I kind of grabbed my kahunas and was like, all right, Craig, we're going to have a little talk right now. And I think it was a big moment for me because you're not even my coach, but I love you. And I was just like, all right, we're going to do this. And so, you guys know I'm here to help, and it's cool to kind of watch your coaches follow suit. I need to call Sean right now to tell him to grab the dogs. Sorry, guys, hold on. 1 second. If you guys could hear them right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy's running hot laps in the house. Can you grab her?
Why are you?
I'm on my team call.
Hey.
She just had surgery. And this dog is just crazy. Okay. So shout out to Craig and his team and my hot mess right now. I just had a massage for those hopping on. So I'm a little woo. Does anyone else have any recognition or shout outs that they would like to do? Ooh, they're in trouble. Okay, so this is kind of random. I didn't plan this, but it's been really cool lately. I've been getting some messages from coaches, and they're like, hey, Colleen, it's super cute. I know you're super busy, but I wanted to ask you a question. And it's just been so nice to see people who are kind of wanting to be coached and led, and they know it's a really scary thing to say, okay, I want to take the next step in my business. What are some things I need to do? Hey, I want to make X amount of dollars. What do I need to do? So I just wanted to throw that out there, that my door is always open for questions like that. And I won't, why can't I think of the word right now? Sugarcoat it. I don't know why that word was so hard to find. That I'll be honest with you guys, because I don't, I'm doing you a disservice if I'm buttering it up and making it sound easy. So it's been really cool to kind of watch the team shift into, okay, I want this business. What do I need to do? So my door is always open. And my big focus is helping a lot of you create income in your life, right? You guys don't sacrifice sleep and time with your family to just have fun. Some of you do, but most of you are here to earn an income. So, I know that the reason I brought it up is because, people like Bree and Craig and people that I haven't had leadership conversations with before that are now embarking on that journey. Even Krista too, it's just been leadership equals income. And so that takes a long time. And I've been, I posted the one coach, one lesson, and I'm so excited about it. But here's what I don't want you guys to think, that this training will be the game changer in your business. because it can be, but it's only because you're seeing the business and yourself and your ability through a different lens, because you're willing to grow and you're willing to apply the things. Like, you guys all have the same trainings, and like, I don't even have to put a Dream Corp training together. Beachbody actually has the trainings available. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you go in your back online office, Beachbody is put together, getting started right. When you're at coach level, what to do. When you're an emerald, when you're a diamond, when you're a star diamond, that's all there for you. We just expand upon it because there's, of course, a lot of gray area that comes along with growing in this business. So leadership equals income. And that, I just want you to know that that is a skill that you can develop. I've been told before that leaders are born. I know for a fact that that is not true, because I've seen people have no background in leadership or business or being an entrepreneur or being any of that, and they learn because we self-educate. And that's what I love about this business. You can become anything you want. So this one coach, one lesson can be a huge pivotal thing in your business. And the reason why I'm commenting on all the things that you guys said is because I just want you to know that the information in some way, shape, or form is already available to you. So like the social media stuff, that can all be self-taught. So you might go through this 14-day training and be like, well, what the hell? My question didn't get answered. Or I don't feel like I know how to do social media better. And that's the entrepreneurial side. That's the CEO. That's the leadership side of figuring it out and having that confidence to keep rerouting. So a lot of you were saying, I want to find my tribe. And so I'm crazy, and I went in the Coach Online office, and I clicked on your coach name, and I looked at how long you guys have been a coach. And it's not that you can't be a leader or that you can't find a tribe being 2-3 months in, but it does take time to build credibility and trust. Because how many coaches have you guys seen come in this business and leave 4 months later, 5 months later, right? And so the world sees that. They see people making all these Beachbody posts or making skincare posts, and I'm doing this, and most people don't end up following through, or they take steps back, and it's just, we break trust with people. So finding your tribe is kind of a lifelong mission as a Beachbody coach. There are coaches that have been doing this the 11 years that Team Beachbody has been around, and it's taken them that amount of time to produce 5 stars. So I'm on my way to creating my first 5-star coach in my personal sponsored coaches. That's taken me 4 years. So I'm not trying to like give your hopes up and be like, oh my God, I have so much time. But I don't want you guys to beat yourself up and think also that you are doing something wrong because you can't find your tribe, is what I'm trying to get at. So this lesson of leadership, and I hate the word duplication. I actually caught myself saying that today, like, how can I duplicate myself? There is so much to this business as far as like working through our own kinks. And when like we don't feel like working because we're having a hard day, like we're still dealing with our own life on top of inspiring others and teaching them how to do this business. So just be patient. And I commented on, I think it was Jen's question of how do I find my tribe? And she hasn't been a coach for a year yet. She started in January. And had I have set the expectation of having a tribe at a year, when I didn't even know how to invite back then. My journey is a little bit different, but 18 months, like Candace was my first big yes. And even working together with Candace and with her team, like our journey has just grown. So just have that expectation of you're not doing anything wrong. You can learn so much from these trainings, but the experience where you'll learn the most is going to be with the things you learn on your own. The things that you go and watch a video, like, because I could sit here and tell you guys every single answer to all those questions, and maybe nothing settles with you. But then you go watch another video, and you just hear what you need to hear. So that's why I always say consistency and showing up, because you never know when something's going to make sense to you. That was a total side rant, but I wrote down some things I wanted to talk about with you guys before we have our guest speakers come on tonight, because I don't know if my video got conveyed correctly yesterday. Like, my goal as a leader is to share the struggles. It's not to say everyone's quitting and you guys aren't doing the work. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm in your shoes. Like, my struggle and my battle is the same as you guys. So when I get down, here's what I do. And here is how I've kept going forward. And that is leadership. Leadership, honestly, is leading yourself first and being able to transfer that belief to others. Like the coaches that I asked to speak tonight, they were both like, oh shit, when I asked them. But I already know that they have the potential to rock this. But it's only been X amount of months since they've been a coach. So I hope that 2-3 years from now, they know and believe that they are where they're supposed to be. And so I'm doing my best to make sure that they know it. They might not know it, but I remember that feeling of like, can I do it? Am I doing it? Where's my tribe? You know, I could compare myself to one of my best friends in this business who makes 9 times what I make, and I work just as hard as her. And I'm like, why haven't I done that? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? I can only own my journey. So comparison, I think, can be like the thief of joy in general in life, but especially in this business. I use looking at other people who are succeeding beyond where I am as I need to pick up my pace. I need to just make sure I'm bringing my A game. It's not, can I do this? It's, am I doing everything I can? Not with perfection, not with dedication, not with can I do it? Just ask yourself, do I truly believe that I'm applying myself and doing the basics? I remember when Bonnie used to hit Success Club 91 and I was at like Success Club 10, and I was stoked to hit Success Club 10. And imagine if I was to compare myself on that journey, I would feel like shit. And all I could say was, Colleen, in these 30 days of October, have you given your all to change people's lives, to show up for your team? And when people go to my social media, am I putting in that work to really inspire them? And that's all that I'm going to ask you guys, to find your tribe. I was just talking with another coach too, and I was like, hey, it's cool. Like, we take steps back. Shit happens. We crumble sometimes. That's why we do PD. But know that your tribe knows. Your tribe out there that's watching that isn't on your team yet, they kind of know when we slow down a little bit. And we so badly want these rock stars on our team. I'm not saying you can't slow down. I'm not saying you can't take a step back. But just remember that when you're beating yourself up about, why can't I find my tribe? I just lead myself. And I think that's going to shock a lot of you. When you learn through this training from these 14 plus leaders, you're going to be like, did I even learn like anything really new? And that pisses people off. They're like, oh my God, like, oh, there's just something missing. And it's either like their patience, their perseverance. Are there things we can tweak, like presenting a challenge pack and having conversations? I mean, really, the only difference, because I share social media, right? I share my shakes and challenge groups and all those things. But the big difference is what you guys can't see what I do behind the scenes. I can't see what you do behind the scenes. And so that's why I often say, show me a screenshot. I asked my personally sponsored coaches today, let's have some fun. Show me a conversation you're having today, because that's really where I can help you to help other people. And we can only learn that together. So I'm not your boss, I'm not your manager. You know, I'm just not like, hey, send me your work for the day. Because sometimes I feel like that. Like, oh, send me a screenshot. I feel like I'm like making you check your homework, or I'm checking your homework or something. It's just, I can see you in social media, but I can't see you behind the scenes. So I've had to teach myself that, okay, if I want to grow my income and I want to grow my tribe, I've got to focus on me. And what am I self-teaching? What am I going out there and going above and beyond with? And that's, you'll start to see that the rank advancing, the people who are developing a team, there's this switch and this maturity that happens. And it's nothing I taught them. It's something that they experience with time and on their own, and lots of PD. Leadership PD is dry. And there's things in this business that tend to be dry. Like, I know most new coaches don't do the new coach training because they're like, this sucks. I thought this was supposed to be like cool fitness, like post on social media, make pretty pictures, right? But we have to get through that stuff. It's the same thing with every new season in your business. You guys will have like these, oh, this is dry, but it's shit we have to learn, and then we go have fun with it. And you make it your own. Total ranting. What am I doing? I'm just kidding. See what massages do to me? Okay, so let's have our guest speakers. Callie, I have to like stop and say your names. It was like Chantel and Callie, I could not get right. So I sent her a message. I saw her that she's crushing Success Club 10. I got to meet her at the coach sleepover. I know all her deep down whys of why she's doing this business and what her goals are. And so she's making it happen. And I was really excited to watch her on the leaderboard. And so I asked her to kind of share some things that are working for her. So you can unmute yourself, girl.
Maybe I can unmute myself. There we go. Yeah, so frankly, I get super nervous still. So bear with me. When I get nervous, I talk really fast. So I'm going to try and slow it down. So Colleen asked me to kind of come up with some things that have been working for me and how I've kind of figured out how to hit Success Club monthly. So just a little history, like I tried this whole thing like 5 years ago. Was a coach under a girl that I was working with, but never did anything with it. And in the end, I was just like, Shakeology costs too much, fuck this, like I'm out. And so after kind of a good chunk of time and gaining back some weight that I'd lost, all of this, I started stalking Candace on Instagram pretty hard for a while. And then about 6 months ago, I reached out to her. And initially I was like, you know what, sign me up as a coach. I know I can get the discount, but like, I'm not going to work the business. And then I saw the tribe that she had and all of the resources that she had. And I was like, holy shit, this is like way what I thought I was getting into the first time. So I want to just shout out to both Colleen and Candace because they're a huge reason in why I even am pushing, because frankly, everybody here has such an amazing resource in both of them. And that has kind of pushed me to figure out how to make this work. And so what I've learned so far that works best is, I know you guys have heard it all the time, but be consistent. I show up on social media, both on Instagram and Facebook. I try to post at very minimum 2 times a day. And I usually shoot for at least 3, and I'm stoked if I get 4. Consistently, eventually it just becomes a routine. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what am I going to post about? I look back at my Instagram feed and I kind of, figure out where I'm at. Okay, I did a food post and, I don't like to do those quite as frequently. And I got to talk about personal development, or I haven't gone out on a limb in a while. So I want to, be a little bit more vulnerable. And then I just kind of take like a little screenshot visually, like, okay, do I need a horizontal picture? Do I need a vertical picture? Do I need something outside? Should I bring my dog into it? My boyfriend always gets way more likes than I do, which I don't understand. But anytime I put him in a picture, it like totally boosts everything up. So I'm like, oh, well, let's get him in a picture, which can be tricky because he's like not really all about it quite yet. What else do I have here? People are watching in the background. I like heard that all of the time, but now after I've been consistent for 6 months, I'm seeing it more and more. Like people who have been watching me for 6 months, they tell me, oh my God, you reached out to me. That's so great because I check on your page every single day. I'm like, oh, really? You don't ever say anything. So there are people in the background. Like, just remember that. It doesn't matter how many likes you get on a post or how much physical, like visual interaction you get, people are still watching. I got a huge compliment from some random person that I friend requested in the valley that I live in, complimenting me on branding myself. And I was like, oh, cool. Cause like she does network marketing for skin care products. And she's also an editor for a local magazine. So I was like, what? Like, that's cool. Sweet. So I'm doing something right. And I went back and looked and I was like, well, where is she getting this from? And I think the only thing, you just have to be you. So find what you are, what Everybody is special. So find the things that make you special and then just hit those points over and over. I talk a lot about being a redhead. Like I'm sassy and I cuss and all of that. I dirt bike, so I bring that into the loop. I talk about, what are my other things? Hunting. So find your whys. You've heard that before, but if you can solidify exactly who you are, that's exactly who you'll attract. And I would say now that I've been consistently doing that for 6 months, I'm seeing the benefits of that. I'm like totally just calling, like reiterating what everybody always says, invite, invite, invite. I gave up on caring whether or not people thought I was a weirdo for inviting them. It's, something that really hit home and like sunk in when we had the coach sleepovers. Colleen said something about how you're just the one showing them the opportunity. So it's not your responsibility if they are embarrassed about it, or if they say no, or if they get angry. That's them. That's all on them. All you can do is be like, hey, this worked for me. I stinking love it. I think you'd be a great fit. And if you're not interested, then hey, this is a lifestyle for me. That I say that a lot to people. They're like, oh, I don't have the money. I don't have time right now. I'm nursing a baby. This, the laundry list of excuses. And I'm always like, you know what? I hear you. I've been in a position before, relate with them. If now's not the time, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Check back with me in a month, or I'll check back with you. And do what other people are afraid of. Or I just jotted that down because that is what attracts people. They're like, holy cow, she's like, that would scare the poop out of me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like that chick's cool. I want to follow her. I want her to be my coach. What else do I got written? Step out of your comfort zone. I think that we hear that a lot too, but when you're vulnerable, that is relatable. I think we hear that a lot, but it's all true. You just have to listen to what people are saying above you, be coachable, and do your dailies. That's pretty much it.
I love how you were saying, well, our job is just to present the opportunity. And let's stop there for a second in terms of like kind of talking about that. So what to you makes you go, I'm going to invite this person? Whether, I don't know if you do it different for coaching and challenge groups, but for you, Kelly, when you're like sitting down doing your invites, let's say your goal is like 10 really awesome invites, quality people, not just numbers. What's kind of like your flow of what does that look like for you?
So usually I'll go back and find my Facebook post that got a lot of likes, and I scroll through and I see who all of the likes are, and a lot of them at this point are repeating, and then I'll find the one or two that are new and I message them, and I do the typical like, thanks so much for liking or taking the time out of your day to like my posts. Like if it's a super vulnerable one, you're like, it took a lot for me to type that out, or holy cow, it took a lot for me to post a half naked chubby picture of myself 5 years ago. Thank you so much for your support. And then kind of depending on the person, I'll be like, are you in a wellness journey too? # tell me everything, or something like that. But if I know it's more of a jumpy person, I just leave it at that. And 50-50, they're either going to start talking to you about their own personal wellness journey, or they're just going to give you like the thumbs up, nice job, and maybe they'll come back down the road and maybe they won't.
Awesome. I hope that helps you guys, and you guys are actually like soaking that in of, I can't tell you how life-changing it's been for my business to send out messages every day that are starting with the people who are like, you guys are so stressed out about finding people. What about the people engaging with your stuff? Are you guys sending them a message, thanking them for their support? People are watching your Instagram stories if you're doing those, like you can see, and there's at least like 10 people a day. You guys all at least get 10 likes. Maybe they're the same people, but I know Instagram, I'm always getting a new person. Like even if you guys did 5 every day. But sending out just last night, since yesterday, like how many of you, $120 would change your life right now, right? How many of you would just say, oh my God, my Shakeology is paid for. And I can say, booyah, hubby, I made $120 last night, to everyone that says like, oh, my husband doesn't believe in this, or my wife doesn't believe in this. I sent out my messages yesterday on Instagram, thanking them for the support, finishing it with the open-ended question like Callie, and you guys make it your own, but mine is just, are you on a health and wellness journey too? I usually get anywhere from 1 to 5 messages back a day out of the 15 I send out. Some days it's 12. I'm not just going to message 3 random people who are creepers on Instagram that are watching my shit because I'm supposed to send out 15. I'd rather send out 12 good ones. And yesterday the girl said, I think it's great you're sharing your journey. I watch you all the time. Congrats on the pregnancy. And she's like, thank you for sharing your journey. And I said, girl, I'm just curious. Have you ever thought about joining one of my online challenges? Like within one message, thanked her for my journey. She answered. It was someone who I was like, cool, we're vibing. Like she actually answered. She sounds like a really sweet person. Had a little conversation and I asked her and she said, I have considered joining. She purchased a challenge pack last night. The next 2 conversations I had didn't get a challenge pack, but one girl got on demand and the next girl got on demand. That's $120 in my pocket from sending out messages, guys, doing what we're teaching you, doing what Callie is doing. Doesn't have, like, you guys could be in this one coach, one lesson, change your life business, or you guys can just do these basics because you believe in this. You believe in your shakes, you believe in the team, you believe in this mission. Like, it all comes down to really just doing those simple actions. So high five to you, Callie. Does anyone have any questions for Callie?
I just want to say, just be natural. Like that's the biggest thing. I think in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I just have to hit Success Club. And I was taking the person out of the equation. So then subsequently it's really pushy and cold. And as soon as I kind of flipped my mindset to, wait a second, I'm in it to help people. I'm not in it to just get, 3 people signed up so I have those points. Like, they're not just points, they're people.
Think about it. Sorry, go ahead.
That helps me a lot.
I think if you guys can, so I was talking to one of our leaders last night, and I'm trying to get her to invite to coaching more. And so she's sending the message, but it wasn't making the heartfelt connection. And I was like, okay, so cool you're sending the message, but let's work on the delivery of your message. And so it's a person on the other end who's sitting there in her Instagram DM box, who's been following me. I want to make an emotional connection with her so that she's like, cool, Colleen's like a normal person, right? So I focus on leaving an impression on them. I'm not just like, that's why I'm like, girl, have you ever thought about joining one of my challenges? Like, she said she loved following my journey. She loves what I do. So she kind of gave me an opportunity to invite her because I made that heartfelt connection. So, and if you guys are shy and haven't talked to, I've always been a social media person, posting drunk stuff back in the day, stupid, pointless things. But I've always been someone to get online, make a post, and comment back and forth with my friends and whatever. And so if that's new to you, just think about, okay, if someone was messaging me and they really needed a friend right now, what could I say to make them feel special? And hey, I'm your friend. So thinking of it as a person. I literally think of the girl sitting on her couch, or a mom, kids are in bed, and she's sitting there talking to me, and that's so cool to me. And so I think about how I can reach her heart and make her feel special. Yeah. Was there anything else, Callie? I kind of cut you off.
No, I think that's what's working for me.
And you are doing an awesome job, and consistency.
Thank you.
And I don't know if it's just because I don't know if I missed posts, but I don't know if I ever saw your transformation until today. Do you share?
Oh, yeah. That's the really old picture, my very first picture I ever took, before I got my T25 videos in the mail, So
cool.
It's pretty dramatic.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Sarah, I messaged Sarah and I was like, hey, are you coming on the team call tonight? And she is someone who is so eager to learn the business, and she's growing her husband's account. She's growing her account, Hitting Success Club. She's in our leader page and super coachable. And when we did the little social media audit yesterday, she just stood out to me so much. And I've shared a picture of like the old Sarah, which was like the kind of half, I don't want to say half-assed, that sounds mean, but like half smile. And now like this is like the Sarah that is that Beachbody glow. And that's what made me join my coach, was that damn smile. I was like, she just has this glow going on, which is why I ask you guys to show your teeth. I ask you guys to just pucker up your cheeks and be like, I am here, world, to help you. You have to have that drive out there. And Sarah totally had that down yesterday, and I was using her as an example in the social media audit. So she's not my coach. She's one of Krista's coaches, but I love her like my own. And so I asked her to share some tips tonight too. So Sarah, go ahead.
Okay, I think I unmuted myself.
You're good.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Sarah, and just like a little backstory on me, okay, first of all, I'm really nervous because this is my first time on here. I started my journey 6 months ago, and I just got my husband's account to Diamond 2 weeks ago. And like Colleen said, I'm Krista's coach. And Krista and I actually were childhood friends, and we kind of over time just kind of like disconnected a little bit, but we remained friends on Facebook. And during that time, like I was in nursing school and kind of just like, you know, into what I was doing. And I didn't really like know what Krista was doing, but I was kind of like watching her here and there and kind of interested, but also just very kind of like closed off in what I was doing. And it wasn't actually until like I graduated nursing school, I passed my NCLEX and got licensed. And after like nursing my mom back to health after she had bilateral mastectomies, that I started to look at myself and be like, okay, like I need to get my shit together, because I was really unhealthy. I was really unhappy with my body at the time. And my mental state was a freaking mess. Like I had anxiety and worrying, like, I mean, it was just crazy. It got to the point like when my husband had like an intervention on me, it just was so bad. So I had to do something different. And so at that same time, like Krista, she had messaged me like a little bit ago, and I was like one of those messages like, oh yeah, I'm great, like bye, like totally not even like open to talking to her. But then like after I graduated, when I kind of started to be a little more open, we just were talking, and I told her that I was like wanting to get back into the fitness, that I was running, but like I really struggled with my diet. And so she started sharing with me, Beachbody and how much it's changed her life. And so I was like, cool, like I want to sign on. But I was, she was telling me about the discount coach stuff, and I was like, no, like I don't want to go that route right now. I was like totally shaded out by the shakes. I was like, let me just try it, see how I like it. And so I signed up as a customer. And at the time I couldn't afford it. And so what we did was we signed up my husband, and then I had to pay for that on his credit card. So then we started, and we did our first workout, absolutely loved it. We called Krista like the next day, and we're like, we're totally in this. Like, we want the shakes, like, let's go. We're like in this. And so we switched his account, my husband's account, to a discount coach. And then for about a month, we were just like showing up every day, drinking the shakes, engaging in the challenge groups. And at that time, like I just felt amazing. I didn't know that I could have energy like this. And I just felt great, and I wanted to share that. Hold on, I'm just looking at my notes. And so I kind of, I kind of dipped my toe. So I wanted to share. So I called Chris and I said, I want to create like my own coach account. So I signed up as a coach underneath my husband. So I'm his PS. And so I dipped my toes into sharing my journey, and I knew in the back of my mind that I couldn't really do this, because I was like, I need to get a nursing job. Like that was my focus. And so it was always in the, the back of my head that I was just maybe going to do this as like a hobby or like a side hustle. And so fast forward, my husband and I moved to Atlanta, and I took some time off to kind of like think about what it is that I really wanted with my life. And I read The Universe Has Your Back, which if you guys haven't read that, it's amazing and you totally should. And so I started thinking about what I wanted, and I was like, I want more out of this life. I want more than what nursing can give me, which is freedom. I wanted time. I've always valued that more than anything. And I saw that this coaching opportunity could give me that because it's given, I've seen it in other people. So I'm like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? So at that point, that's when I was like, fuck it. Sorry, I'm cussing. I cuss sometimes. But I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to do it. Like, why not? Like, I have a passion for this business. Like, nursing was just like this dreading thing that I just felt so suffocated about. And like the reality of my situation was sinking in. I'm like, holy fuck, like, what did I get myself into? But anyways, so I think that's kind of where my success has put me at in this business so far, is my passion for this business, because I believe in it like 110%, because it's absolutely changed my life. And I've seen, it change other people's life. And I think for me, I've always been like the quiet, shy girl, like that no one like really knew, because I just like, I'm an introvert. Like I wanted to be seen, but didn't want to be seen. So I was like this wallflower that, no one really knew, like in high school and college and even nursing school. And so now all of a sudden, like I'm sharing my story on my social media and people are like, wait, what? What's she doing? She's doing like live videos talking about like her struggles and all this and that. And I think that's part of it, is I kind of get people to like kind of double take for the passion. The other thing is personal development for me. I started reading You're a Badass, and I was totally one of those people that was like, I can't learn anything from reading a book. But I think that book was such a good like introduction for me, because it got me in the mindset of, okay, this is what personal development is. And I don't know, I always felt like reading personal development was kind of like a task for me. Like it was homework, until I picked up the right personal development book, which was The Introvert Advantage, because I learned so much about myself, how I am, why I do the things that I do. And I've been able to like learn that and apply it and grow from it. So that's been really awesome. And then, my other thing is what Callie said and what everyone says is consistency and showing up like even when I don't want to. And, every Sunday, like I take out my planner. I plan my entire week. I create my to-do list, and those to-do lists contain the 4 vitals. Like those are the priorities. If I don't get those done, like nothing else matters. Like those are it. And the other thing.
Don't discredit that, Sarah. I want you guys to think about that. Do you guys go to your planner and schedule in your vital behaviors? Because we're just like, yeah, like she's crushing Success Club, hitting diamond, she's consistent. This is the breakdown of what we mean about keeping it simple and leading yourself first. And I know that if I was to go be nosy and break in your house and look in all your planners, that I wouldn't see your business schedule, in there. And I know that like I overdo my schedule. I'll be like, okay, 2 hours, no distractions here. This is my time to connect. And then I'll put in, okay, there's 3 other hours in the day, because I usually commit 4 to 5 a day. If I'm having like and it's not always, I take time off too, but in my push seasons, then I say, okay, then I'm going to do like coach time. I have PS coaches. I'm going to focus on my sneak peek. I'm going to focus on training. And so, I don't remember who said this, but we don't have bosses, right? Well, I don't have a boss. Fucking no boss life. Everyone likes to say that. No, your schedule is your boss in this business. And I asked the 14 leaders today, what's the average amount of time you spend in this business? And yes, some of them still work full time. And they say 3 to 5 hours. So you can get something done in this business with the power hour. That's kind of the start. but it's really that 3 to 5 hours. And so maybe for you, you're spending more time on the weekends. And your why of why you're doing this has to be strong, because you're going to sacrifice sleep, time with your loved ones. So you need something to push you forward. So sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to really commend you for that, because putting the vital behaviors in your planner, like that's the early stages of becoming a badass entrepreneur. So have that.
I mean, I have to plan. Like, it's almost to the point where it's like bad, because I'm such a planner and I write everything out. If it isn't in the planner, like, it ain't happening. But yeah, so I, every Sunday I write out my weekly plan, and that includes the vital behaviors. And the other thing is I don't like reinvent the wheel. If Krista like tells me to do something, like, I do it. If Candace or Colleen posts like some like helpful tip or like resources in the team page and they say like, check it out, like, I check it out. Cause if they're doing it, like, they're successful. And so like, why not do it? Because it works. And then just a couple like last minute things. Every month I run challenge groups and what is coaching events. And then I try to every day expand my network. And I think I'm kind of shifting on how I've been doing that, because before I was just adding people to add them to get, grow my friends list. But now, and I think this was from a team call with Sarah, I don't know her last, Nicolak, I want to say, but did I say it right?
I've been saying it wrong. It's Michalak. So
okay, yeah. So she said, like, she's more selective on who she friend requests, and like, yeah, it takes more time, but then the quality of person of who you actually like want to vibe with. Like, if I look at their page, I'm like, do I actually want to talk to this person and like, be messaging them like on a consistent basis? And if it's no, like, I just won't even go there. So that's part of something that I'm trying to do too. And yeah, that's it.
Really awesome. And I'm glad you guys shared your background story, because it's interesting to hear how Kelly, tried this before. Mm-hmm. And that's why when people are like, I tried Shakeology before, I hated it. Like, chocolate Shakeology and my crappy like Walmart blender tasted like plastic, because my blender, I think, was plastic. It was so bad. And it's funny that, she bought something back in the day. And I mean, clearly she's on the right team now. And for Sarah, she was like, don't want to do the discount coach, don't want the shake. But like, I believe that even like, let's say, okay, Krista was the person I was trying to talk to. I'm like, she's going to come around eventually. She's going to be in my challenge group, even if she bought $99 Beachbody on demand. And she's going to be like, this shit's awesome. This group is awesome. These people, I want more results. What's this like strawberry thunder recipe everyone's talking about? Like, people, that's why we have to let them into our life and invite them in, get their feet wet with something if it's not the $160 challenge pack, and give them an experience. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee that because Krista worked with her and gave her that loving impression, she kind of opened up a little bit and said, and then all of a sudden she loved it. Do you guys have any questions for anyone or Sarah? Sarah, are you did you say Facebook and Instagram, or just, I forget?
Yeah, I use both. Oh, and that's the other thing that's really been helpful too, is Instagram stories. They're freaking amazing, because you can like, there's so much engagement on there. You can see who's seeing your stories and who's like consistent, and you can easily just like reach out and be like, hey. And even like that little poll feature that they have, it's like, like, you can totally just ask people almost straight up, like, you in or not.
I really, and you guys can quote me, I know and believe that Instagram, if you're willing to do the work, smile, get fitness results, and learn marketing, and like Sarah's photos are awesome, Instagram is going to be your jam. And I remember starting, I had 1,200 followers on my Facebook, and I looked at Amy Silverman, who had like 10,000 at the time. I saw that 10K, and I was like, oh. And I said, and she was 4 years in, and I was like, okay, it's going to take me time. Now I'm just about to break 10K. But I said, this is like, I set the expectation of years down the road of building my following. so that I had my tribe coming to me. If you guys want to find your tribe, build on Instagram, build on Facebook, build your following over time, stay consistent. Your tribe will kind of magnetize to you eventually if you continue to grow and evolve and show people really that you mean business with this. And Instagram and Facebook are forever changing. When I first started, there was no live video. I don't even know if people use emojis back then. Like, we didn't have emojis. We had them. I just don't think anyone used them. Instagram stories is new. Like, who knows next year or January 2018 what there's going to be. So just hop on the train for Instagram if you want to drive a branded business of photos and confidence. Learn to hashtag. And so a lot of people are trying to find their tribe. And I start with the people who like my posts. So if you guys are like wanting to get down, start sending out messages and talking to people, start with the people who are in some way, shape, or form like you. I'm not saying message them all, because there's definitely some people that are either coaches already or, you know, people who are not like me, like dog accounts. I'm not going to message dog accounts. And I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I start with the people that like my stuff, and then I go to the explore page. And so I think if you are liking and commenting on things and searching hashtags, then Instagram is basically building that explore page for you based on what you've already liked. I don't know if you guys know that, but it will say, you know, based on videos you might like it's a pregnant chick doing squats with a barbell is on my Instagram right now. I love essential oils. That's in my thing right now. There's puppies. There's lots of pregnancy. There's makeup. So I just scroll through this and I say, oh, wow, that babe is already sharing herself on social media. Let me go see what she's all about. If there are people sharing their face, their life, especially like fitness stuff, or, you know, they're pretty good at posing in their pictures and stuff, that's someone that I want to talk to on Instagram. So you're trying to find your tribe, but you guys have to do the legwork behind the scenes of finding people, if I'm being honest. They will come to you if you, like Candace is kind of the anomaly on this team. Duplicating how Candace has applications coming out the wazoo, I'll be honest with you guys, is not the norm. She is super kick-ass awesome. I have to go find my coaches. People come to me. I've had 3 people come to me this month that want challenge packs and 5 that want to coach. But for the most part, I am doing that legwork. So don't wait for people. Go out there and invite them. So do I spend a lot of time on social media? Yes, but that's my job. And it's worth it. So yes, building on Instagram and tailoring hashtags is huge. So I want you guys to go look at your Instagram if you're using it and click on one of your hashtags. So, and I did this for some of my coaches because if we're using the same hashtags all the time, and then, okay, so I'm going to click on like mountain girl. If I was to go to that and none of these, like in my first couple scrolls, if none of these people are like me, I'm not using the right hashtag. Okay. So as much as I might think mountain girl is like genius and badass and awesome, and that's so me, that might not be the right business hashtag for me. And so you just kind of have to keep tailoring those. If you don't invite them, she will. Yes, exactly. It's so true. Oh, let's talk about rejection real quick. So I've been diving into my Instagram and I'm like, who do I want on my team? I want high-powered, confident people who are already sharing on social media, because I don't want to take someone who needs coaching and needs this business so bad, but they want to stay broken, because there's a lot of those people out there, you know, like, oh, I want to help you so bad. I want someone who's already kind of advancing and sharing and being open, because it's so hard to break down the walls for the people that don't really want to be helped. Learned that a long time ago. So I messaged this girl who shares a workout photo and video every day. Awesome. She's a personal trainer, that whole thing. And I messaged her. She was also liking my stuff. And I'll actually like tell you exactly how it went. My message is the same all the time. If I find someone and they haven't necessarily liked my stuff, I'll say, hey girl, I love your health and fitness lifestyle. You are so dedicated to. So I'm giving her a compliment. I can't wait to be done being pregnant to resume back to my high intensity. She said, you're so sweet. I appreciate your support. You're beautiful and awesome. And then I just said, I feel like you must be asked this all the time, but are you a coach too? So she says, I do personal training on the side as I'm currently getting certified. I do meal prep as well. I love it. Like, to me, that's a genius opportunity for me. But the personal training aspect is hard to kind of break through. So that's why I made that video, so that I can reuse it, because I'm trying to find people in the fitness industry. And I explained the difference between coaching and personal training. She doesn't have a mindset for the business of beyond clocking in hours at the gym. She said, not to be rude, but I'm not into it. And I said, oh, no worries. I'm just here to present the business to you for people who want, more beyond just clocking in hours at the gym. That's what I said to her. And that was it. And so I'm not offended that she said no, but know who you want on your team. And as much as you guys want to tell me you want to help everyone and save the world, we know that not everyone wants to do this. Even personal trainers, even people who love meal prep, there's going to be no's. But I have an idea of what my ideal coach looks like on social media. And I'm inviting those people. And I find them through hashtags. I find them through using the appropriate hashtags so that they're liking my stuff so I can message them. Does anyone have any Instagram questions? Because Candace is on here too, and I know she rocks Instagram clearly more than I do. But I think I'm good at the behind the scenes stuff. She's good at the attraction marketing. Maybe I just need red hair again. No, I'm just kidding.
Candace or Colleen, I have a question for either of you. How often do you guys change up your hashtags? Or does it matter? Or should
I have like 5 categories of hashtags, like fitness, like pretty much my 5 passion points. And I'm always creeping other people that use similar hashtags and stealing theirs. I have like a base of things I use based around RV living and red hair and introvert and all the shit that's like really true to me, but I will mix up like maybe 10. It just really depends on what the photo is about too, because you can sneak in so many random ones that you normally never would use that are relatable to a photo. Like, pool or whatever I've been doing at my parents' house that I wouldn't normally use at home.
My answer, Jen, is like, for example, fall came around. So now because fall vibes, I did that pregnancy maternity shoot. That was like total fall vibes for my makeup. I added unicorn hair recently. I added some UK stuff. As I advance in my pregnancy, those ones change. So I'm just kind of, there's not really a formula. I'm not like every Sunday I change my hashtags, but I kind of look at the performance and the people that I'm finding, and I totally steal hashtags. So I hired a new business coach, and I went to the people that were interacting with her and what they were hashtagging, because they're my kind of people. And I found some new ones like Abundant AF, Wellness Warrior, Good Vibe Tribe, things like that. And so I'm just kind of stealing them. But what I've been doing is leaving room, because you can do 30 max. So I have like 27 copied, and then I've been adding in 3 additional ones based on my post. So I was trying to think of an example.
I've been doing that exact same thing. I leave 5 plain hashtags, so I'll do the 25 basic, maybe change a few, and then do 5 directly related to that photo that are so random but are still related and might give me someone random.
Exactly. And I did like my La Taupe maternity post. I did La Taupe maternity, hashtag maternity clothes. When I share my maternity photo shoot, I do hashtag maternity photo shoot. So leave room for you to kind of tailor based on each post, but I think it's good to kind of consistently. And guys, hashtag every photo. Hashtag every photo. It's a waste of time for you to post on Instagram and not hashtag. It will not get seen unless you have like a massive following.
I was also told on Instagram to hashtag right away after you post the photo, because the timing matters for it being up in the feed for each particular hashtag, which I didn't know. I thought when you hashtagged it, then it went into the feed. So I was waiting, but shit wasn't happening. So now I do it right immediately after in the comments.
Yep. So if you guys don't really get what she was saying, if I make a post yesterday and then I go back and hashtag later, my post is, those hashtags are going to show up on yesterday's. So I'm going to be way down in the newsfeed yesterday versus when I post it, the hashtag's attached, and then I'm going to the top of the feed. So if that confuses you, just hashtag immediately after. And I do it in the comment section. If you guys want to space it out, put it at the bottom of your post, cool. I've tested both. I personally haven't seen a difference, but just immediately as you guys are posting. I'm not doing any music on Instagram stories. I don't think it's worth it to risk it. If I don't want people listening to me huffing and puffing, I just block out the sound. There's like a X to block out the sound. But that's my, there have been people whose Instagram's accounts have been turned off due to the music, and that's just not worth my business to me.
Also on Instagram, I had 2 accounts and the second one was hacked. Luckily, it wasn't my first one. So I suggest everyone turning on 2-factor authentication, I think it's called. It's having the code and like the email verification. That way no one can just log in. That way you're protected security-wise. Same with Facebook. I've had those tried to be hacked multiple times. So like Colleen said, it's just not worth it when you spend so much time and effort on social media building something for it to get stolen by some third-party scammer.
I went through hell and back with not that long ago with my Facebook, and I couldn't figure out how they kept hacking. I don't know what they were doing, but ever since I turned on the 2-step authentication, you guys can just like Google it or whatever. Now that shit's on lockdown, no one can steal it.
Yep.
Any last minute questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So about the music on Instagram, so like I've been doing like the Instagram stories, just like no music, but I have like the Beachbody, like you can hear like the trainer in the background and there's some music. Do you think that's like cool?
I think it's fine, only because Beachbody has the rights to that music to use it.
Okay. Because I was kind of being like, I mean, I deleted some like videos on my Instagram because I was like tripping about it.
I know. I never went back and deleted all mine, but I just like moved forward and haven't used music. Because I never listened to the trainers. I was listening to music, and I just thought it made like my Instagram stories fun. It's hard for me to say because I just feel like no matter what, it's not worth it. But I mean, I think it's okay. I would hate to be like, oh, I'm the one who told you it was okay.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, thank you so much, Sarah and Callie and Candace and everyone. Hopefully tonight was helpful for you guys. And I'm excited for that one coach, one lesson for you guys to kind of just and set the expectation that will be your PD for the day based on, you know, like if you guys are still reading a book, cool, whatever. But to listen to those videos, because the reason we're not doing any assignments is so that you guys can focus on listening to those videos and asking questions. My tip for you is to tag the coach that you're asking a question, because there's so many comments. So if it's my video or Liz's video, like tag the coach you're asking the question so that they can actually see it in their notifications. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.